Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Detroit! On second down, Jackson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Escaping the pressure right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And some room to work. And his first carry, he loses the football. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery. But on 4th down, a change of possession anyway.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. They go again with Scott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on second down. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
To throw is Jackson. Man open, that's Jaleel Scott. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go play action here on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
0-2, 0-2. 21.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Good set.
Breeze to throw on second down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On second down, here's Breeze. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
There's Breeze. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Third and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
That'll be a 47-yard punt officially, 5 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting...
Oh, wide open, complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 47 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Jackson now. Caught. It's Wilson. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. To throw again is Jackson. That is caught inside the 5. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Jaleel Scott, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are in for 6. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up the 1st down and change our momentum?
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
21.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And the Ravens taking the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Leopard! Lucky 56! Lucky 56!
They go play action with Jackson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the feet. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Jaleel Scott with his second TD of the game, his sixth on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And it's up and good. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. On second down, Kamara. Got some room at the 30. And now running right through it. And all the way up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did, and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Monday. 21.
Breeze now on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means...
But I think the ball's out, and the Ravens have got it. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Jaleel Scott, 28 yards. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now 21-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession.
Symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Near the 35, right at the 34 here. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Running lanes ready of a big second half.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. Being chased out left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ballgame. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They go play action now. Jackson. Flushed out right. Room to run past midfield. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And fights him off, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Sheldon Rankins in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder, and sure enough, they can't convert here.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. From the gun, it's Breeze. He's got his man on the crossing route. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Lutz good on the extra point, and they'll cut the... Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because...
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Carry now for Alex Collins. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. On 3rd down, Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So after the INT, it's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time?
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Drops it underneath for Collins. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup. And that'll make it 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's Jackson, and an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Detroit!
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to look deep for Perriman. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
A crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. The Ravens on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 16. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Gonna look deep for Wilson. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 45 yards. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he will find Scott on the right side complete. And he'll be out of bounds. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Jackson. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quick.
Now Breeze lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation, and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Eluding the pressure right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Gone!
Jackson now off the bootleg. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Alex Collins with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down. Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Hey, two. Over.
On first down, Breeze. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. Thomas the intended target.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain.